What's up everybody and welcome to the channel. In today's video we're going to take a look at the 2024 BMW i5. This is the M60 xDrive sedan finished in Oxide gray metallic. MSRP is a little over $95,000. So is this the enthusiast electric car? Let's get right into it and see what the M60 has to offer. Starting off with the performance specifications on the 2024 BMW i5 M60. First off, it is worth mentioning this is a fully electric car, which begs the question, what is underneath this massive engine cover? Probably the biggest engine cover I have ever seen, especially on a car with no engine. Underneath it, you have some electronics basically. So it definitely just covers up nothing. So with all that said, powering the M60i is an 84.3 kilowatt hour battery pack. It is a dual motor car with all-wheel drive and all-wheel steering. Cranks out 593 horsepower with 586 pound-feet of torque. Can do 0 to 60 in 3.7 seconds, 130 mile an hour top speed, about a 250 mile range. This car also features the M Sport brakes, and then overall curb weight is 5,200 pounds. Overall length is 199.2 inches with the wheelbase at 117.9. Width is 74.8 and height is 59.3 inches. On to the exterior styling with the new i5. This is based on the new 5 Series, which is all new for 2024. Has a really nice set of sleek looking LED headlights. You can see the daytime running lights, and I really like the blacked out design. Very angry looking. This front grille is super cool. You do have that traditional kidney shaped grille, and I love that ambient lighting all throughout it. There's also active grille shutters, a safety sensor, forward facing camera, and you even have the M badge on the far side. You can see some really nice sharp contours throughout the front bumper, along with some gloss black trim in the farther sides with more parking sensors throughout the front. Very aggressive lower splitter, more active shutters in the lower part of the front bumper, and overall I think the front end really comes together. The new 5 Series in general is a great looking car, very sporty, looks a lot more athletic than the previous generation. Up front you got the nice BMW badge with a blue ring around it, and then really sharp body lines throughout the hood fading towards the windshield. Has a nice grand sedan style. This is a pretty good sized car. At the side profile we have a set of 21-inch wheels, really cool multi-spoke design along with a two-tone color. You get the red calipers and then a sharp body line surrounding the front wheel. For the side you can see a nice sharp line above the door handles, all black trim throughout the lower portion, and I love the carbon fiber mirror caps. Integrated LED turn signal along with a side view camera. Of course they are power folding. And then you can also see the gloss black trim surrounding all the windows. You have a nice flush mounted door handle design, and then a gloss black roof, which is the full panoramic roof. You can also see on the back portion we have the 5 logo as well. If we go ahead and pop that, you can see your charge port as well. Very easy and convenient to get to. Side profile has a nice look to it. It's a very proportional looking sedan. The car has a really good style overall. You can also see that sharp line cutting into the rear fender, and then it leads its way right into these LED taillights. I like the design to them. You got the M60 badge as well. BMW logo right in the center with i5 on the one side. A carbon fiber lip spoiler. You can also see the design around that shark fin antenna. And then down and back we have more gloss black for the diffuser, all of your parking sensors, some nice sharp body lines, and then you can see your reverse light right in the center. Overall, it's a pretty sleek looking sedan. I think the style is really good. Looks like a modern car, and yet it looks very sporty at the same time. Moving on to the key fob, you have the BMW M colors, remote start, lock and unlock, trunk release as well. You can easily lock the car with the BMW badge. And then whenever you walk up close to it or leave, it can be set up to automatically lock and unlock. Of course, you can grab the door handle, it will automatically unlock, and we can take a look at the interior. This one gets the burgundy leather interior. Very nice specification. Along the door panel, you're going to see that two-tone. You can see the smooth black material up above, and then this nice red leather color. I really like this right here. This is actually ambient lit, and it will change color depending on what you're doing with the car. We do have some touch-sensitive icons for memory seating, lock and unlock, Bowers & Wilkins audio system, your release handle, a cool carbon fiber material, and then all of your basic controls down below with rear sunshade. You have the trunk release, more storage, and then a nice look at these seats. I love the stitching pattern to them. Really cool. making its way all the way up towards the headrest. These are ultra comfortable for sure. We do have a manual adjustment for that leg rest, and I love the new steering wheel. Very thick. I love the red stripe up on top, the M color stitching, cool design down below with the M badge, and then your logo right in the center. And then now inside the i5 M60, keeping my foot on the brake, we can go ahead and fire it up. So the car is now turned on. You can see 12-inch screen right in the center with your miles per hour on the left side. We have power percentage on the right and a few vitals coming through the center. On the steering wheel, you have some controls on the left side for cruise control, Bluetooth and audio on the right. And then there's a left paddle you can press while driving, and that'll give you basically 10 seconds of sport mode, regardless of the drive mode you're in. We do have the stock on the left side for turn signals, controls on the right for windshield wipers. And then if we take a look at the center screen, you can configure it just a little bit, toggling a few different things of information. The layout we can adjust. So kind of nice to see a few things. It's not ultra configurable. However, you can still get a nice design to everything. Heads-up display, you're also able to change up as well what you want to see on it. Hopefully it comes up on the camera, but you can see a few different things that will pop up. And then going all the way over to the content as well, you can adjust that and see a few more things. Now if we take a look at the drive modes down below where it says My Mode, if you toggle this, it'll come up on the screen and we have all the different drive modes. So the sport mode gives it a cool look. I do like the camera right in there as well. Going back into here, we have the efficient mode. You can see how it changes the color, and it will also change the sounds. Hopefully you can hear that. It is very weird in expressive mode, which you'll hear more when driving. Going into digital art, it automatically opens up the sunroof shade. So the drive modes in this are very interesting, and notice the ambient lighting will all change. So now it's all purple, which just looks super cool. Going back into another one, you can see how now we're kind of orange, blue, things like that. So definitely pretty neat. And then we're back into just the light blue. On the left side, you're going to see more of this carbon fiber material. This little dial right here is how you adjust your actual air vent. And then we have some headlight controls here, all touch sensitive. A smooth leather-like material along the dashboard, and you can see a better look at more of the carbon and that really cool ambient lighting. Infotainment screen is kind of what you would expect from modern BMWs. We have the single curved LCD display. This will be about a 14-inch screen. Climate controls, you have to toggle that fan speed to get to this setting, and here you can easily see your actual fan speed itself, a few other controls. However, when you are on any other screen, you're always going to have these down here. So if you need to just adjust the temperature, pretty quick and easy. But if you want to crank it up, you do have to tap that first to get to the screen. Of course, we're going to have the full screen navigation, which is a nice touch. And then if I go into reverse, we have a good backup camera, top-down view. If I put it into drive, you can see how it switches to the front view. And then pressing the start button, easily you can shut it off, or tap the P button for park. So you have more ambient lighting down below with your air vents. They're actually located in these cracks, and you have these little toggles to adjust everything. We have some storage down below, along with cup holders and USBs. Of course, the rotary dial like any BMW, where you can adjust what you see on the screen. Makes it super easy to have shortcuts, everything like that. We have volume roller on the far right side, shortcut to the parking sensors or cameras, which will just get you right there. And then we can press this, and we have a nice size storage. Nice armrest as well with more of this red leather, and it's kind of neat to see this come upwards, which kind of helps you have like a backrest for your arm. And then on the far right side, good size glove box. One last look at the interior. New 5 Series is a sweet place to be, especially in this M60. Really, really unique interior. Dome lights up above, garage door buttons on the frameless mirror, and a good size sun visor. Moving on to the rear seat space, just grabbing the door handle, opening it up. You do have 2 manual sunshades back here, so you can easily pull them left and pull this one up, which is a cool touch to see. All the same materials back here for the door panel with the colors, nice speaker grille, and then all the same stitching for these back seats. This can seat 3 people. Interesting how we have a black headrest in the center versus the red to match. But when we pop this down, nice armrest along with 2 cup holders. And then we have air vents down below with some USB ports and storage. And then slots right here if you wanted to mount the tablets. So sitting into the back seat now with the i5, it's a pretty nice size sedan. You know, it's not the smallest, it's not the biggest, so it's kind of that sweet spot. I'm 5'11" sitting here. I have plenty of headroom, a couple inches with the driver's seat at my height even, a couple inches of knee room. You have really good armrests, nice amenities, honestly. And the seat itself is pretty comfortable. It is lower in the backside, so you really do slide down into it, but you have a good enough recline to where you feel pretty comfortable. This is more comfortable than the Mercedes EQE. Very similar car to this. These back seats are definitely better. And you have a lot of light let in, of course, with that panoramic roof, all the glass around you as well. So pretty nice back seat. And then on to the trunk space, there's a button underneath the BMW badge. You can just pop that open, it'll electronically open, and you have a pretty good sized trunk. The load floor isn't that low. Obviously, you probably have a huge battery pack underneath this. Nonetheless, it is nicely squared off. The back seats, you can pop these levers and get them to fold down. We have a little bit of storage over on the one side, and then a little bit more storage here. We have all the plugs and chargers. So nice that you do have the hidden space in the back of the trunk, and then just a tad more over there. You can see now with the seats down, huge opening into the trunk, and it's nice to see there's no bottom lip. So you could honestly actually fit some larger items in here. Seats are gonna fold down almost flat, and then as you can tell, huge opening into that trunk storage area. So the 5 Series in general, definitely a very practical sedan, and the i5, you still get all the practicality. So setting off in the i5 M60, it is pretty quick. When you hit boost, it basically puts it into sport mode for 10 seconds. Obviously significantly faster, you get the cooler sounds. Let's go ahead and play with those sounds real quick. So sport mode, here's what it sounds like. Obviously it's also a little bit quicker. This thing moves. Efficient doesn't make any sound. Still pretty darn quick. And then expressive. This honestly is weird. I don't know who would actually drive it like this. Like, it sounds like a movie starting, complete, very interesting. The lighting is very unique with all the colors. Super, super interesting. And then let's go to digital art, all the purple. Kind of back to your normal mode. So those are all very interesting, complete gimmicks, obviously, just kind of interesting. Driving this car though, it is really nice. You know, we have this cool camera heads-up display. I like the different gauges you're able to mess with in the center to kind of make it cool. So I feel like it gives you everything you need, nothing more, nothing less. And I've gotten more used to this screen. I'm not the biggest fan of changing the fan speed. You have to toggle that first and then do it. And one thing my wife pointed out, in this menu, if the climate control's up, this little pulse in the corner of your eye is actually really annoying. Like, you can just see it and it's kind of annoying. So not really gonna drive it like that. But nonetheless, driving this is really nice. It is ultra comfortable, ultra luxurious, incredibly smooth, as the audio may have turned on when I did my hand gesture. Anyway, it is so smooth and comfortable to be in. Like, this is a nice car, honestly, and I really do like it. I'm not the biggest EV fan, but this M60 for sure gives you the luxury and the comfort, but then also is really fast and has some fun character to it. You know, you have good visibility, it's really easy to see around. I like how the dashboard is kind of short, and while this is a big tablet, it doesn't just stick out. I know not everyone likes this, but it's growing on me. You know, I'm not annoyed with it. It doesn't look weird. It just kind of fits the interior and looks pretty cool. But it's easy to see around. The mirrors all do a great job. No real blind spots in the car either. So it's just an easy car to drive in. The all-wheel steering is amazing. You can just feel that in the short turning. Like, it's just so easy to pilot and park. Like, doing this, honestly, a lot of cars cannot do what I just did right there. Normally I have to back up. So my honest thoughts, my perspective of driving in the i5 M60, I actually do like it a lot. Like I said, I'm not the biggest EV fan. I probably will never own one. You know, I like my old school stuff. I like engines, all that fun stuff. This is the EV that if you are a car enthusiast, kind of like myself, but you want maybe that EV for whatever reasons, this is something that I could actually get on board with. For me, a lot of EVs are just so boring. They are all the exact same car, just different interiors, different exteriors. Something about this car does give me that sense of character. Like, there is something about this car that actually makes this feel like something itself. It's its unique car, which I really like. I like cars having their own character, and a lot of EVs have zero character whatsoever. So with this, you get a gorgeous interior. I mean, I think it's really cool. I like how the screens work, how they look. The fit and finish is super cool. it's a nice place to be. It's a modern car. It's got that futuristic vibe. Only downfalls, these little fan speed adjustments, I'm not the biggest fan of. You kind of have to feel the air and then make the adjustment, so I would rather that be honestly like where the vents are, like normal cars. And then the fan speed, I wish there was a shortcut to fan speed. So those are, I would say, my 2 complaints with the car. Other than that, I don't really have any complaints. Seat comfort is so good. There's so many maneuverability aspects to it. I mean, you can just sit back and relax and cruise. That screen though, that is annoying to see that. It's just that pulsing is kind of weird in the corner of your eye. But it's a nice car to drive, even in just normal mode now. It's so comfortable to take turns quickly. If we go into the sport mode, of course it will sharpen up some things. The steering now is heavier, suspension's heavier. It's a car you can play with. Not quite gonna be on par with the upcoming M5, which is gonna be this true performance version of this platform. But you know, this still gives you a lot of fun factor to where you can kind of rip on it a little bit. It takes turns well, the brakes work. I mean, you can genuinely have fun driving this car. It accelerates very, very well. It is a fast car, especially from the slow speeds. But you know, this is fun though. It like the front end lifts up off the ground pretty much. So it's got a really good amount of acceleration to give you the fun factor. I guess another thing I don't like, the drive modes themselves, I feel like you're never going to use all of them. Really just the personal, which to me kind of feels like normal mode, efficient, and sport is all I would ever use. I don't know who would drive it in the expressive mode. The sounds are honestly weird. Like, it is the weirdest feeling and sensation hearing the movie sound while accelerating. So weird, so weird. But anyway, that's all the gimmicky stuff that I don't really care about with cars, that they are what they are. But anyway, back to the interior though. It's nice with the ambient lighting. It looks good, it feels good, the things you touch are nice. The ergonomics are mostly good. I wouldn't mind more physical buttons. I know a lot of manufacturers are going towards this digital everything, touchscreen everything, but you do get used to it. And again, I know not everyone likes the massive screen and the touchscreen buttons, but you do get used to it. You know, I've been driving this for 4 or 5 days now. I'm very familiar with it now, and it feels like a normal car to be in. Overall, I think BMW has done a cool job giving you the fun factor with this car, and yet you still get the modern stuff, the cool techie stuff that a lot of people like, and you're still getting a BMW, which BMWs, they drive well. That is something I've noticed no matter which BMW you're in. They are nice to drive, they feel very engaging, and this car, you feel engaged. You feel like you're doing something, you feel like you're actually piloting the car. So it's a cool car to drive for sure, and if I had to actually spend my own money on an electric car, you know, this would be one of the ones I would pick. Whew. Plenty of power, plenty of space, style. It's just a nice place to be. So that is the 2024 BMW i5 M60. Cool option. I would definitely consider the i5 in general, even if it's not the big boy M60. Cool platform for sure. I think you get a lot for the money for what this car has to offer. If you enjoyed today's video, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned for plenty more content. I'll see you all in the next video.